wonderful good morning, dear viewers, to Lumen TV Zambia. You are watching Lumen this day. My name is Sidney Mwamainda, and welcome all of you who are also following us or following Lumen TV on our social platforms. I'm joined by Alice Lungu, who is becoming a usual face nowadays on Lumen this day. Alice, welcome.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure being here. I must say I'm enjoying.
Great.
Yes.
Okay. You're not welcoming the viewers?
Thank you, viewers.
Great. Obviously, they love me for reminding you.
No, I just got overexcited. Of course, it's very important to welcome our viewers. Thank you for tuning in to Lumen TV. And yes, you are watching Lumen this day. Please stay glued. We have very exciting stories to share with you today.
Yeah, so we have the good stories actually that we thought of sharing with you or highlighting some of them because we think they are important. And so the first one, the story that, dear viewers, we are looking at is the Archdiocese of Lusaka has rejected the consultations on the constitutional amendments. That is the first story that we are looking at. But also in same line, we see that on the Copper Belt, the clergy have backed proposals to increase nominated MPs. That is, again, a story coming from the consultations that are going on the constitutional amendments, Alice.
Yes, and the other story that is there is that Nkana Member of Parliament Binwe Mpondo has been suspended. We'll actually hear more about this story.
Yeah, we also have the story of President HH swears in key government officials. Yeah, that was happening at State House yesterday. But also we are reading that there is no room for fake universities. Higher Education Authority deregisters Manfield University. Yes, what else?
And the other one is, the other story is the ZNS unveils movie equipment for Nakonde Airport construction.
Yes. Yeah, so dear viewers, those are some of the stories that we have. We also have stories from sports, and the big story there is that the Chipolo Polo boys have a coach, and I'm excited about this coach. Yeah, so let's kickstart with the first story. The Archdiocese of Lusaka has expressed deep concern and unequivocal opposition to the government's continued pursuit of Bill number 7. The church has urged all well-meaning citizens and institutions in Zambia to reject the ongoing consultations on the constitutional amendment, saying the consultations are a guise of the rejected Bill number 7. This is in a statement, Alice, that we received yesterday from the Integral Human Development Office of the Archdiocese of Lusaka. Which is headed, of course, by Father Matthew Mumba,
Yes.
OFM Convention. So the Archdiocese of Lusaka has said government has some misplaced priorities in that they've continued with the issue of the constitutional amendments, consultations, and even when many people have said this process has to stop, they are talking of illegality and injustice to the constitution and all that. Yeah.
Yes, just in continuation with another story which talks about the Copper Belt clergy back proposal to increase nominated MPs. Clergy on the Copper Belt have endorsed the proposed increase in the number of nominated member of parliament. They say that increasing the number of MPs, whether through nominations or constitution delimitation, would embrace representation for the people. Speaking during a submission to the Technical Committee, amendments to the Constitution sitting at Ndola's Levi Mwanawasa Stadium.
Yeah, so that is a story in connection to what, or in relation to the same story of the constitution amendment that are going on. But maybe we'll do more justice to speak up, to read a bit about the statement that the Archdiocese of Lusaka released. And they actually, it begins with Proverbs 31:8-9, which says, "Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. Ensure justice for those being crushed. Yes, speak up for the poor and helpless, and see that they get justice." So the Archdiocese says, "We wish to express our deep concern and unequivocal opposition to the government's continued pursuit of Bill number 7 under the guise of the Constitution amendments and the recently constituted Technical Committee. We are gravely troubled by the government's persistent disregard for sound counsel and legal precedent in this matter. It is important to reiterate that both the people of Zambia and the Constitutional Court have clearly and consistently indicated that the current constitutional review process lacks legal foundation. Despite this, the government has chosen to proceed with an initiative that is widely perceived as an illegitimate and self-serving. So I think the Archdiocese of Lusaka, what they've said, just joined again. We saw 5 days ago another diocese in the name of the Catholic Diocese of Mansa also produced almost the same sentiments talking about the constitutional amendments process that are going on. But also in Kasama, the Archbishop himself, in one of his Wednesday's issue, Iliakwa Kachema, spoke about the same. And the other day we had also the NGOCC, and many others. They've spoken and put it very clearly that this process has to be halted. And then we look at other priorities that Zambia is grappling with. But like you've mentioned, the other story we have, which comes from the Copper Belt, is that this process, as far as government is concerned, is going on. And people have always wanted to see the government actually would listen to the people. Yeah, but obviously they will claim also that they are listening. You were told you are not consulting, now we are consulting, blah, blah, and all that. But from what I've observed, Alice, generally when you look at where these consultations are happening, there are two groups that are coming out visibly. These are the chiefs and now the clergy. And for the clergy, we have to say, of course, the Protestants. Yeah, because the Catholic Church and maybe other churches, they have this standpoint that we've seen even from the Archdiocese of Lusaka, from Kasama, and from Mansa. And I believe maybe even other dioceses, maybe it is the same. But we know that the church is not only the Catholic Church, there are other churches. So we have the clergy. So let's look at the video there. But like I've said, me, what I've heard is most of the stories we hear, the chiefs have said this. The chiefs have said this. The chiefs, now it is the clergy from the Copper Belt. So let's look at the video and then we'll move on from there.
They have continued to troop to Levi Mwanawasa Stadium to make submissions on the amendments to the Constitution. And today's public hearing was dominated by the clergy who gave their submissions. They have endorsed the clause to increase the number of nominated Member of Parliament. Bishop Joseph Kajila and Reverend Elijah Chela feel that having more voices in Parliament will enhance democracy.
Parliament has got a limited number of people elected. Now, if we cast our net wide in the whole Zambia, we'll find that you are going to appoint people who are very capable, not only relying on elected people. So,
of course, the increase in the number of nominated members of Parliament beyond the current 8% to 10% of the total elective constituencies. This will allow for more representation of special interest groups and ensure that the voices of the marginalized communities are heard.
Bishop Edwin Simasiku called for the removal of fresh nominations when a candidate withdraws from an election.
Then you cancel everything. It's not fair because some people have incurred a lot of costs. You know, election is very costly.
We have identified another problem which we need to do. The current law made for fresh nominations in the event of a candidate withdrawing. This can lead to delays to elections and violating Article 56 of the Constitution. This is a big problem. If not taken into account, it will bring a number of problems. The elections will not be held. They will just be withdrawing and we go for fresh elections.
Missions touched on the tenure of office for mayors and councillors in office, among others.
Organization of the term of office for Member of Parliament and councils to a 5-year period. This will ensure stability and consistency in governance. It also helps with predictable applications.
Election. You know, you can't limit a mayoral election to just 2 terms because there are people who decide. If someone is not doing well, he can be voted out within maybe first terms. So limiting is not good. Let the people decide the mayor they want in the city.
The committee is holding sittings across the country to get views from all citizens and ensure that it is inclusive. Msenga Mlimba, ZNBC News in Ndola.
Okay, so there we are, dear viewers, the clergy there making their submissions. Now, I'm only wondering some of the things that have been said there, increasing the number of parliamentarians or strengthen democracy. I don't know how increasing the number of parliamentaries or MPs can strengthen democracy. Yeah, but anyway, that is some of those are some of the submissions that the people there made, and we ought to respect them. However, when I saw that people are supporting increasing the number of MPs, and I'm wondering if they also know that increasing the number of MPs, it means increasing the wage bill for Parliament, and how much does Zambia have, so that in this situation where we are of high cost of living, poverty and the like, and then we begin to increase the numbers of MPs, and also meaning increasing the salaries of
course,
that goes to Parliament, you see.
And also they saying it will, the move will actually ensure that the voiceless, particularly women and youths, will have a strong voice in Parliament.
Yeah. And those are some of the things, and then maybe that story brings us to the next story, Alice, where we see MP Honorable Binwo Mpundu suspended for contemptuous behavior from Parliament. Nkana Member of Parliament Binwo Mpundu has been suspended from the National Assembly for 44 days. We are talking of from the other story of increasing the voice of the voiceless in Parliament, and some people are being suspended. Yeah, so maybe before we say a lot about this, we also have a video that regards this story. Maybe, dear viewers, we just look at that and then afterwards we take it up.
Your conduct amounts to a serious breach of parliamentary privilege and constitutes contempt of this House. The House registers its unequivocal and profound displeasure with your reprehensible behavior. I solemnly warn you to desist from engaging in such conduct in the future. I call upon you to uphold the dignity and decorum befitting a member of this honorable House and when exercising your right to free speech. Let me also make this crystal clear. Gross indiscipline and misconduct by any member will be met with the fullest measure of accountability. The House will not tolerate any behavior that undermines its authority or tarnishes its honor.
Well, we've seen Mr. Mpondo being suspended for 30 days for contempt of the House and 14 days for the use of unparliamentary language.
Yeah, so
which makes 44 days.
So Mr. Mpondo has been penalized on 2 counts. That is contempt of National Assembly and use of unparliamentary language towards Mongo Member of Parliament, Oliver Amuteke. So, you know, Parliament, we've seen time and again that can be a very hot house.
Yes.
People, you know, when we are debating, people sometimes lose their temper and then say or use words that are unpalatable, as they say. But Parliament has, or National Assembly has its own way of, or language, or what they call the decorum. So when you lose it, you use words that are not supposed to be used, maybe repetitively, because first time, like we see in the same stories, that the other day the speaker actually warned the other member of Parliament, and then that was Honorable Kapianga, and he apologized and he was admonished. So when it reaches a point where one is suspended, maybe it means the person has continuously been repeating the same, and now he is suspended for 44 days. It comes in as a drawback, actually, not only to himself but a constituency, because MPs goes to Parliament to represent the people from the constituency. But when a suspension like this has been landed on the MP, then it becomes a disadvantage. But largely also because we know that National Assembly is another arm of the 3 arms of government. So then also it means government business is also affected, in that when he's in the House, the contributions that he makes help Zambia move forward. So by him being suspended, it means we have a loss from both sides. So maybe what we can say is that is to urge our MPs, and this I know they know, is that they need to keep the decorum, to follow the rules and the guidelines of Parliament. And because if, for example, Alice, I want a cup of water for my people in the constituency, all I have to say is to use a good language. Alice, government, or Madam Speaker, the people in my constituency want drinking water. And I have to use that language persistently. And rather than language that will be regarded as a language that is not acceptable. So it is not good that we have such.
In as much as, yes, they are MPs, they also need to put into consideration that, yes, they are not representing themselves. They're representing the people out there. They're representing their constituency. So actions that they make will also affect the people that they are representing.
True, yeah. But also, not to defend him or what, but sometimes also the authorities in Parliament maybe also need to they need to maybe come up with maybe I know suspending is one of the disciplinary actions, but maybe also to ensure that as people are debating that some people do not provoke others, because there are times when I've listened
Sometimes
to
it becomes more dramatic when we are watching Parliament.
Yeah, when there are a lot of categories in Parliament. When, for example, I'm debating, someone else will be saying something else in the background. You see, and then I'll react. Yeah, so even those that maybe cause people to react like that should also be disciplined in a way. Yeah, that is, if that was the case. Yeah, Alice, where do we go now?
Moving to another story, HH swears in key government officials. President Hakainde Hichilema has appointed and sworn in a Central Province Police Commanding Officer Charity Mnangagwa as Police Deputy Inspector General Administration. And President Hakainde Hichilema has also appointed Mchinga Province Deputy Police Commanding Officer Fred Hamamba as Police Deputy Inspector General Operations.
Yeah, the president has also appointed or sworn in Professor Ephraim Mushimfwa as Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Energy. The Ministry of Energy, Alice, is where we have the issue of load shedding.
Yes.
I know you that is your cup of tea. Not in that you like it, but that you are very concerned and very affected, just like me and many other Zambians. So this PS,
we pray his new coming, things should be actually done, because this is where all the attention has gone. Everybody is talking about load shedding, and we are hoping for a change. We are hoping for a best, because it seems like it keeps on getting worse.
Okay, so this story also, we have a video, but let's just listen to it a bit and not to the end. Every time when there are new appointments, it means there were people that were there, and then the new people have come in. Most of the times we are not told why those have been removed. But my own assumption is that what the boss says when someone is fired or is being removed to another position or suspended gives a hint of what was happening. So let's just get a hint of why these changes have been made.
That I will be flexible and bear true allegiance to the President and the Republic of Zambia.
They took oath of office and allegiance to President Hakainde Hichilema. Central Province Police Commanding Officer Charity Mnangagwa has been elevated to Police Deputy Inspector General Administration. Fred Hamamba, who was Mchinga Province Deputy Police Commanding Officer, becomes new Police Deputy Inspector General Operations. President Hichilema also appointed and swore in Professor Ephraim Mushimfwa as Ministry of Energy Permanent Secretary. Former Sports Deputy Minister and Kitwe Mayor Lakson Kazabu has been sworn in as Local Government Service Commission Chairperson. Speaking during the swearing-in ceremony at State House, President Hichilema urged the newly appointed senior government officials to understand the responsibilities that have been placed on them to serve Zambians.
It is important that you understand that these roles are very senior roles. They are not roles that you take as a mild approach to them. These are serious, responsible roles that you're taking. You all know you're mature people, all of you here. And so Zambians expect you to serve them diligently. Diligently. This is a time to shed off some of your habits. 17 hours, I've knocked off, I'm going home. At your level, there's no working hour. Every hour is a working hour. I see people in the public sector now, they think confidentiality is just the words you repeat here. No. The President will be watching people conducting themselves in certain ways against what they swear for all about. We don't need to be reminded about those issues. Colleagues.
So, yeah, Alice, I'm excited with one of the appointments there of Mr. Lakson Kazabu.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a man who was actually a deputy minister in the administration of the late President Michael Sata. The way I saw him working and doing business in parliament, his debates and the like, one of those MPs that used to impress me. And of course, he's going to a local government commission where we lost another good man who was also a former parliamentarian who died, and may his soul rest in peace. But the president there speaking, Alice, diligently, work diligently. These positions that you've taken are not junior positions, they are senior positions, and you need to work diligently. And in these positions, there is no knockoff hour. Yeah, you have to save the people. But the other word, confidentiality.
Very important.
Now, talking about the two positions for coming into the police service, we are in the election year. It means these two, you know, as police deputy inspector general operations and administration. We are going into, we are in the election year, and these two have a mammoth task as police commanding officers. Yeah, or deputy inspector generals.
We actually wish them all the best.
Yeah, because it will be hot and tough.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the best to those that have been newly appointed.
Yes.
So moving to another story. No room for fake universities. EA deregisters Mansfield warns a public. Mansfield University has been kicked out of Zambia's highest education system after failing to meet the key quality assurance and operational standards.
Yeah, so the higher authority, the higher education authority has announced the permanent deregistration of the Lusaka-based university, effectively shutting down its operations and revoking its right to offer any academic programs. The Higher Education Authority Corporation Communications Officer Musoba said the authority is tightening its grip on unregistered institutions and will not hesitate to persecute offenders. Yeah, so among the reasons, Alice, that you've mentioned, there is the issue of quality assurance and operation standards. Today in Zambia, we know, yes, we need education and the like, but people in some situations they are putting up these learning institutions, just like they are mushrooming, just like what do you call it, chicken runs behind their houses. They just put up an institution there. They say it's a learning institution, and people people need an education, and you find especially the poor,
especially when they are saying they are offering a scholarship of a certain percentage, and people would actually rush there. And
before you get that scholarship, first of all, you have to pay a 3-pin whatever, and if you give a 3-pin to someone and another one a 3-pin, you've given your friend money.
Yes.
And you'll be seated there. No, we are waiting for papers. They will come. You start learning there. You find this lecturer comes, tells you stories, teaches a bit, goes. So I think we don't need such kind of learning is it centers or institutions. They don't help at all a person, and not even the nation at the end of the day.
Yes.
And not even the family. Instead, they're a drain. Yeah, someone calls such institutions as Kantemba.
And it's also a caution to us that actually go to these schools. We need to ensure that is this the best school I can actually go to? Does it have the qualities that are required? I think it's just not a matter of me being in school. You secure for your future.
Yes.
Am I going to get papers that are going to be recognized when I want to get employment out there?
Yeah, so that is what the Higher Education Authority actually is telling the people, in warning them. And actually today, for those of you watching this program, following us, is it on TV or on social media, the issue is actually very straightforward. The Higher Education Authority, what they've done on their website, you can actually go there, Google Higher Education Authority, go there, you will see they've shortlisted higher learning institutions which are recognized by Zambia. And when you get a paper from there, you know that this is a credible paper. So we are no longer in those days where you just have to walk into town or you are in a bus and someone is running with Tuma flyers, he gives you a paper, you say, there's this institution, my grades, they don't even follow them, and they like them waenda che wangena wamba nolipira tupunzira whatever. You find no exam, no what, story every day. Yeah, so go to the website of the Higher Education Authority and look at those institutions that are listed there. Those are institutions that you ought to go to if you don't want to lose the little coin that you have or throw it away in the ocean and never recover from it. Alice, let's move on. ZNS unveils earth-moving equipment for Nakonde Airport construction. I think in this story, we're not going to play the video. I know we have it, but maybe director there can just put the pictures so that people can see the unveiling as we talk about this story, Alice. Yeah? Yes. So Minister of Defense Ambrose Lufuma has unveiled a fleet of earth-moving equipment acquired by the Zambia National Service, ZNS, for construction of Nakonde Airport in Muchinga province.
And yes, the equipment valued at 71 million kwacha was procured from local suppliers and includes graders, tippers, trucks, evacuators, front ends, loaders, and compactors, low bed trucks, and fuel storage tanks.
Yeah, so speaking during the unveiling ceremony at the ZNS Land Development Branch headquarters in Lusaka, Mr. Lufuma said the acquisition demonstrates ZNS's commitment to national development. He emphasized that the Nakonde Airport project is a strategic investment aimed at opening up the northern region to trade and tourism. ZNS Commander Lieutenant General Maliti Solochi noted that the decision to source the equipment locally aligns with the government's policy of empowering Zambian businesses. Meanwhile, ZNS Chief of Land Development Branch, Brigadier General Jeffron Mukanda, assured the government that the equipment will be used strictly for its intended purpose and ensuring timely and efficient acquisition of the airport project. Yeah, so Alice, a good thing for business people.
Yes,
Nakonde is going to have an airport.
We'll be flying there.
We'll be flying there doing business.
As business people.
Getting your new vehicles from Tanzania.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think this is a huge plus, especially for those people that actually go for business. It will be, it takes hours to jump on a bus and go to Nakonde, but this time, it will be made easier for the business people to travel. And what a great move.
Yeah. Now we only hope that this plan will come to light very soon.
Yes.
But maybe hope is that it has been given to a defense force, ZNS.
Yes.
These people are disciplined. They are going to work diligently, as we heard in the other story. Yeah, because soldiers work by command.
Oh, yes.
So they are told, no, you are not knocking off now. You'll be working here. You will not go home for 4 months. They'll be there. They'll be working and the like. But I also like the aspect that this airport is going to open up the northern circuit. Like you've said, some people feel it's a burden to get on a bus,
traveling for hours.
Travel for hours and the like. But for a plane, people will go there. But is it cheap? Getting on a plane from Lusaka to Nakonde, is it cheap? Maybe it is. The good thing is you land in Nakonde, then you get again on a bus straight on to Northern Province and see the beauty of Northern Province. So it's also for tourism, as we are told, but this is also maybe not so much for the poor. Yeah, because me, I can't manage a plane. Yeah, I can't manage to get on a plane to go to Nakonde.
No, maybe things might change.
I'll be
and
waiting
you'll be able
if there's someone traveling, then ningakwereko nene nende
No, things might change. You never know.
But at least again, as it is happening, at least there will be some people who will be selling there as they build the airport. Some people will be selling, is it tute? Yeah, I hope soldiers can buy tute and eat as they work. Other people will open a shop there, like a restaurant. Yeah, but and some people will be employed. That's what I mean. That's a point I'm making. Yeah, let's come to an end with something that is not very delicious for you.
Moving into the world of football.
Yes. Yeah. So FAS names Sichone as new head coach. So the Football Association of Zambia, FAS, has announced former Chipolopolo, and until his appointment was assistant coach Moses Sichone as new Chipolopolo gaffer. Sichone will be assisted by, we have pictures obviously of Sichone, and that is Sichone that you are seeing on the screen, dear viewers. So he will be joined by contemporaries from his playing days in the name of assistant Andrew Sinkala, who until now was based in Germany, and former international Peli Mutapa, who is in charge of Green Eagles Football Club, and 2012 Africa Cup of Nations winning goalkeeper Kenneth Mwene will be the goalkeeper coach, while Noah Mwandila becomes the strikers coach. Chipolopolo legend Joseph Musonda will be the fitness coach. So FAS General Secretary Machacha Shampande has said FAS considered the unique circumstances of scouting for a coach in the short time and opted to instill confidence in the local resources with great international exposure. The combined assemblage of our new technical bench has enough experience for their playing days in top leagues. Collectively, they are transitioning to coaching after their playing days has been admirable and has been under our watch over the years. You'll be interested, dear viewers and Alice, to know that Andrew Sinkala holds a UEFA B+ license, which is a new level in the coaching certification, and his current coaching job is at FC Heffen and previously coached at TFC Cologne. Meanwhile, Mwene is currently goalkeeper coach at Mamelodi Sundown. Their first assignment will be the November 15 and 18 FIFA window international friendlies, which will see Zambia play South Africa and Burundi respectively. I'm excited. From the time Andrew Sichone or Moses Sichone came in as assistant to Avram Grant, I'll tell you, ask some people that I spoke to, I was like, this man has been brought into his old gaffer so that in the time when Grant leaves, then he takes over the reins, and I'm excited.
You're
it
excited
has come
that
to
it
pass.
has come to pass.
Excited because of that fact, and also we have some teams. Senegal was doing very well under a local coach, and they went to the World Cup, reached the semi-finals of the World Cup. They won the Africa Cup with a local coach, and all we need now that we have the local technical bench is to give them the same support that we give to the expatriate. The only sad thing, and people who always speak about football, bring Vincent here, bring Oria here, they'll tell you the same one. Ask anyone else, is it Bwezani or whoever, they'll tell you the same thing. When we have the local people doing the work, we normally don't pay them as much. And so you find the areas, even Mr. Bruce Mwape, we learned recently that when he was doing very well with the Copper Queens, he was not being paid. Most of the time he was working with a lot of arrears, and he kept on doing the work. So if these guys,
this time it will be
with the exposure they have, you know where Moses Chone was playing?
No.
In Germany at Bayern Munich.
Oh.
He was there. Then he went to FC Cologne.
I'm actually learning a lot
Yeah.
From you when it comes to the world of football.
I know a little bit, not much, but that is the interest that I have, and that's what I can say. What we can call upon FAS is that, yes, you've appointed these people, but every work goes with. No one goes for work simply because of no interest and the like. All those are lies. People need money. Give them money. People can even sleep at work.
And wonders will happen.
Yes, so especially in football, football makes, like we've said before, football makes its own money. It's a business now. Let's invest in and we'll see the products coming out. Wow. So all the best to Moses Sichone. I think, should I say, as Lumen this day we are excited, or it's only me who is excited? I'm happy. There was a Muzungu there.
As Sydney is excited.
He's taking up the job, and he can do it, and he will do it. He knows the players. He has played with them. Those others were in maybe under 16, under 15 when he was playing. But now they are grown up, and he knows. You don't have to tell him about Zesco. You don't have to tell him about Nkana. You don't have to tell him about NAPSA. He knows what goes on at each and every club, and he knows the players that are there. So bring them on board and let us make it for Mother Zambia. Let's begin by beating South Africa in this friendly and Burundi, and it can be done.
Looking forward to that. Yes, and we wish our Chipolopolo all the best.
Can you do the work that you've been doing very well since you came here? Your additional work, which is part of the same work. The director there is saying we don't have time. Oh, yes.
Thank you for watching Lumen this day. Don't forget to tune in again next time as we'll bring to you other trending stories from us. It's bye-bye.
Bye-bye.